If you flip to the back of the Bible, you'll find Revelation. You flip too far. Now, if you flip back a few pages, then you'll run into Paul's letters. Now, all of these letters were very important, but if you look specifically at 2 Thessalonians, and even more specifically, verses 3 through 12, you'll see it reads, "Don't let anyone deceive you in any way, for that day will not come until the rebellion occurs and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the man doomed to destruction. He will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. Don't you remember that when I was with you, I used to tell you these things? And now you know what is holding him back, so that he may be revealed at the proper time. For the secret power of lawlessness is already at work, but the one who now holds it back will continue to do so until he is taken out of the way. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord Jesus will overthrow with the breath of his mouth and destroy by the splendor of his coming. The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with how Satan works. He will use all sorts of displays of power through signs and wonders that serve the lie, and all the ways that wickedness deceives those who are perishing. They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion, so that they will believe the lie, and so that all will be condemned who have not believed the truth, but have delighted in wickedness." Paul seeks to inspire a broken people that is persecuted and twisted and is constantly being confused by false prophets. Sometimes diving into the history behind Bible passages can be a little boring, so let's make a film out of it. The followers in Thessalonia need help. They're being jailed and tortured, all while being fed lies about my teachings. They are convinced the end is coming, and that the Antichrist has risen in their own town. Lawlessness is already at work, but by the grace of God is being held back. They have forgotten what I have taught them. Many have quit working in despair of the end they think is coming. The Thessalonians were in an extremely tough time. They were constantly being persecuted against, and the one thing they had hope in, Paul's teachings, were constantly being twisted and confused. They were led to believe that Jesus was coming soon, and assumed their oppressors were the actual Antichrist. There were counterfeit signs and false prophets taking advantage of their situation and exploiting it. Paul writes to set them right, affirm their faith in the Lord, and comfort them. Any claim that the day of the Lord has arrived is false, he insists, because certain things that must happen first have not yet happened. Since his goal is to bring comfort, Paul reminds them of when he taught them about the end times, and is trying to reassure his readers that the Antichrist is not already here. Some of the people who were convinced that the end is coming have refused to work for the good of their community. The author admonishes those who are idle to go back to work or else face communal wrath. I intend to comfort a persecuted people while also steering them away from counterfeit prophets. This will be meaningful to them as it will give them hope. But it will also be meaningful to a modern-day audience that often struggles with finances, depression, or any other common source of sorrow or fear. The hope given by Paul is worth everything to those feeling like God has abandoned them in their struggles. It is to reassure his readers that the Antichrist is not already here, and to suggest 6 things perpetrating lawlessness in his current world for the people to work against. Paul wrote his letter and achieved the outcome he desired. However, even though it achieved its purpose almost 2,000 years ago, meaning can still be found today. Christians are still looked down upon for their faith even today. Christians still struggle with many of the hardships that plague everyone. The difference is that Christians have God to look to and have hope in. This passage is to remind them, whether it's the 1st century or the 21st, of that important truth. Hope is a powerful thing, and those who have it will be able to get past their troubles.